What's the big deal with this so-called patriarchy anyway? Hey y'all, welcome back to Tidbits with Day, where we break down political and cultural issues affecting women into bite-sized pieces. So, if you've been here the last couple of weeks, you know we've been discussing the foundations and history of feminism and the different ways globally, nationally, and locally we still have more work to do ensuring the safety of women and girls. However, as an educator, I think it's important that we take a step back and ask ourselves, why do we need feminism anyway? Where did it come from? I'm all about setting the foundation of what's to come and building off of that. And you can't talk about feminism without talking about the big bad, the villain, patriarchy. So, as we've learned, feminism was a social and political movement in response to a patriarchal society that treats women like second-class citizens, if that, and women with intersecting identities, such as Black women, as less than animals. It's the overall belief that men, simply for existing, are more human and more worthy and more important, most important actually. Our society is organized around the wants, needs, and egos of men. Ultimately, patriarchy is just another layer of power and control rooted in white supremacy. You may ask yourself, how? Nothing to do with race, right? As we've learned in previous videos, everything has to do with race and everything stems from white supremacy. Now, let me explain a little bit more. The idea about white supremacy is that just for being white, just for being born in that racial group, which is made up, we'll discuss that later though. Just by being born white, you are inherently more pure, more worthy, more important, the ultimate human being. Just for existing. You didn't do anything grand or grandiose or anything like that, just for being born white. Now, society somewhat has deemed that nuts, crazy. How do we get racism, right? Patriarchy is the same function, the same idea. We are conditioned to believe that just because men exist in male bodies, they are inherently smarter, more intelligent, more powerful, more worthy. Just for being born men, they haven't done anything. If you can understand white supremacy and its function in our society, then you can definitely understand the patriarchy and how it works. Through politics, religion, and media, patriarchy has cemented itself in our cultural zygote as the rightful way to organize our society. It is one of the systems of oppression that is actually widely accepted. While you will hear an uproar, rightfully so, about racism due to white supremacist violence, folks are often silent where patriarchal violence is concerned. It's the one system that society, men and women, and everyone in between, seem to believe is the natural order of things. And because of so much of our identity is tied to this system, it gets very little pushback from men and women, again, even in its most violent state. And the ones who dare to be brave and speak out against this violence and against patriarchy and the system as a whole and go against this natural order of things will be made to pay in more ways than one. We're also going to get into in the future the way women police each other and ensure that we are adhering to the patriarchy. Stay tuned for that one. And again, in the coming weeks, we will be digging even deeper into how insidious patriarchy is and how it has literally left no area of our society untouched. How we all perpetuate it due to our social conditioning in big and in small ways, and how its harm is vast and the violence is unrelenting, even in the unnoticeable ways, even in the less overt ways. In a political climate like the one we currently face, we can't afford to be ignorant or naive about all the ways women and girls are under attack, with patriarchy as their greatest tool. As always, I encourage you to expand your knowledge on the topics we discuss here, as my videos are meant to educate and inform and make you aware of different topics, but learning can't stop once my video ends. To learn more about the patriarchy and about how all of these things work, please read Hood Feminism by Mickey Kendall. There's no better person to learn from on this topic than a Black woman. Thank you all so much for being with me today. If you could comment down below, in what ways can you see patriarchal ideals influencing your everyday life? Unprovoked, non consensually, just out there being affected. And you may not even realize it until you heard the definition of what a patriarchal society is. Comment down below. Let's do this thought exercise together. As usual, if you could, please like and subscribe and share with your network. Share across the network. This is information, foundational information that everyone needs to know if you're serious about liberating women and girls from the yoke of a patriarchal society. And remember, as always, stay curious. Bye, friends.